This is how you can go from zero to understanding native speakers in any language. Fast. Just these 2 habits. Daily. That's it. My name is Miquel Tellería Mujica and I'm a hyperpolyglot. I speak 12 languages. I developed a fast and efficient language learning system at the Innovation Center of the University of Deusto in San Sebastian. I've helped thousands of people learn languages fast, without wasting time. When it comes to listening comprehension, we have 2 main problems: vocabulary and knowledge of pronunciation. Grammar doesn't matter because if you know the words and if you know what the words sound like, you will understand all the grammar in context anyway. So forget about grammar. Let's focus on vocabulary and pronunciation. Vocabulary is extremely important because if you don't know the words and their meaning, you will not understand anything. It's as simple as that. So you need to know the words, at least most of the words. That means you need to learn a lot of words fast. Otherwise, it's going to take years to learn the language. The other thing you need is knowledge of how pronunciation works in this specific language. You need to know the words, yes, but you also need to know what those words sound like when a native speaker uses them in a sentence. You not only have to recognize the words in a text, you have to be able to recognize those words in fast speech when you hear them. So we've got 2 problems. And they're actually pretty big problems if you don't know how to solve them. So let's look at the solutions. The easiest way to understand the language as soon as possible is to do these 2 things. Learn a lot of vocabulary and do a lot of listening. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. No, obviously I'm joking. I'm going to tell you how to learn vocabulary fast and how to listen so that you understand what you listen to. Right? You know I give you real solutions, not some empty nonsense. So let's start by learning words. And the first thing you need is to know which words do you want to learn. What kind of content do you like? What do you want to be able to listen to? So first, go find the content you want to be able to understand. Content that you will enjoy in the language once you understand the language. This could be YouTube channels or podcasts about a specific topic, for example. Whatever you're into, find podcasts or YouTube channels about that. The next step is to learn the specific vocabulary that they use in there. So you take the transcript of that YouTube video or that podcast, and you get the vocabulary list of that specific text. And then you use mnemonic associations to memorize all the words in that text. If you don't know how this works, you should go watch the video I uploaded a few days ago on how to memorize 100 words a day with mnemonic associations. So you take the list of words in that transcript and you memorize them all with mnemonics. And only then you listen to the podcast episode or you watch or listen to the YouTube video. This is much more efficient because you just memorize all those words and now you're seeing them in context, so you're reviewing them. You'll understand way more of what you're watching or listening to. You'll enjoy it more and you'll remember a lot more of the words that you're getting exposed to. Once you're done with a piece of content, video or the podcast episode, whatever you were listening to, you find another one that you're interested in and you repeat the same process. You get the transcript, you get the vocab list of the transcript, you memorize all the words with mnemonics, and you listen to the content. And after that, you do it with a third piece of content, and then another one, and another one. You get the idea. And the more you do it, the easier it will get, because the amount of words you'll have to memorize will keep getting smaller and smaller, because you will remember a lot of them from previous episodes. So you'll understand way more. And the more you do it, the easier it will get, because the more words you memorize, the smaller the amount of words you will have to memorize in the next piece of content. A lot of them will keep repeating themselves, so the content will be easier and easier to understand. And if you keep doing this for a few weeks, you'll understand pretty much everything that that creator says. The next step will be to repeat the same process with another YouTube channel or podcast, and then another one. But like I said, it will only get easier because the more words you know, and the more you train your listening skills, the fewer new words you'll have to learn. Like I said, it will only get easier after that. And that's it. This is the fastest way to improve your comprehension in any language.